with the five significant events during World War I. First is Zeppelin air raid. When a German aristocrat, Brigadier General Ferdinand Zeppelin, retired from the army in 1891, he devoted himself to the study of aeronautics. His proposal to the government for a lighter-than-air flying machine were rejected in 1894, but nevertheless he would invest all his money into a company. Producing airship by 1898, Zeppelin had constructed his first airship, the foundation of airship were in its hydrogen-filled gas bags. Carried inside a steel skeleton, it weighed 12 tons and contained 400,000 cubic hydrogen and was driven by the propellers connected to a pair of 15 horsepower Daimler engines when the Zeppelin LC made its flight on July 2nd. The German government decided to fund the project in March 1909. The German army purchased the Zeppelin or Z1. This Zeppelin could reach a maximum speed of 136 kilometers per hour. Reach a height of 4,250 meters. They were armed with 5 machine guns and can carry 20,000 kilograms or 1,400 pounds of bombs. At the start of the war, Zeppelin were used in bombing raids. A Zeppelin was used to bomb Liège in Belgium on 6 August 1914, but had to make an emergency landing after encountering engine artillery fire over the next few weeks. 3 more Zeppelin were destroyed by ground forces, while the Zeppelin were an easy target to hit. The Germans continued to use them for attacks on France. In January 1915, 2 Zeppelin naval airships flew over the English coast, bombing Great Yarmouth and King's Fleet. Zeppelin would commence a bombing raid on London on May 31st, 1915, killing 28 people and injuring 60 more. Zeppelin were used at the Battle of Verdun in 1916, with 4 being brought down. Bringing an end to their use on the Western Front, they continued to be used to attack the British. British fighter pilots and anti-aircraft gunners became efficient at taking them down. 115 Zeppelin were used by the German military, with 77 destroyed or damaged beyond repair. After the war, Zeppelin were used for civilian transport. The second significant event is all about a flying circus. In 1917, the German Army Services created the Castroverde fighter group. The group was nicknamed the Flying Circus because of the pilots' decision to paint their aircraft bright colors. Placed under the command of Manfred von Richthofen, the Flying Circus was made up of 4 Allied fighter squadrons, or 12 aircraft per squadron. German Army Air Service created a system where it was possible to quickly send its top fighter pilots to any part of the Western Front. Richthofen and this flying circus achieved immediate success during the air war over Ypres during August and September of 1917. The use of mass fighter pilots units contributed to the rise in large-scale dogfights in the later stages of the war. I chose this topic because only they means the aircraft means of gathering information beyond enemy trenches, so they were essential for discovering where the enemy was based and what they are doing. The third significant event is about the Red Baron. In April 97, the British called Bloody April because the average lifespan of a British pilot dropped from 295 hours to only 92 hours that month. Richthofen divisions, also called the Jasta 11, played a large part in that new statistic. In July 97, Richthofen was hit while flying and suffered a head injury. He had to make he, his force his forced landing almost blind because of the constant relocation of Richthofen's divisions to different scenes of action. Along the western front, the division was often compared to air circles. The aerial maneuvers and formations were also quite similar to the performance of circus. Richthofen's Fokker triplane was painted signal red. Because of this, he was known as the Red Baron. On April the 21st, 1918, the flying circus took off the operation near Bax-sur-Somme. Pursuing an enemy pilot, the Red Baron flew over the enemy lines and was shot. Richthofen managed to land his plane but died shortly afterwards on the ground. Uh, why was the Red Baron important? Manfred von Richthofen was Germany's most famous fighter ace of World War I. Richthofen was nicknamed the Red Baron and he virtually shot down 80 Allied aircraft, more than any other pilot during World War I. British pilots also called him the Red Knight in recognition of his nobility. I choose Red Baron because he inspired both terror and admiration in his Allied adversaries. He also became a patent propaganda symbol in Germany, where he was worshipped as a national hero. The last topic of the fighting significance of event is Alice in the Air. By the end of 1916, the Allies, led by the French and British, had been fighting the Germans on the Western Front for more than 2 years with heavy losses on all sides. By the end of 1916, the Germans reached a remarkable conclusion that their great Germany army, the basis of their military strength for many years, could not defeat the Western Allies, the British and the French. There was no victory for them on the Western Front, but they were going to the ability to defeat the British. French was by the sea by starving the British Isles into submissions through unrestricted submarine warfare, and they knew almost certainly the United States would come into the war against them. April 6, 1917, and the United States took up arms to command by the Allies recruits, king bankers, bakers, men from every walk of life. Goodbye Broadway, and over there were the songs as they said the youngs are coming as the came. The importance of Alice in the Air is the air resonance played a critical role in the War of Movement of 1914, especially in helping the Allies halt the German invasion of France. In Germany, the great successes of the early Zeppelin airships had largely overshadowed the importance of heavier than air aircraft. I I chose this Alice in the Air because every war have courageous, mindful, mission, driven, and loyal to the core. We can all learn to appreciate life no matter how challenging the situation we be going through. War can teach us that we are stronger than we believe ourselves to be, and that we may possess strength, wisdom, and insight beyond expectation.